Hello, folks, and you're watching Tech Takshila. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. So, in today's video, we will learn how to create a real live machine learning pipeline with AWS SageMaker. This is the third video in our machine learning engineering playlist. So, if you haven't watched the first two videos, please first see them to get a little bit of familiarity of what concepts we have learned so far. You can find the link for that in the description. So, in the last video, we saw that what the three phases of machine learning workflow are. To give you guys a quick recap, first phase is data engineering, where we collect and clean the dataset to train the machine learning model on. Second phase is model engineering, where we run the ML algorithms to train a model on training dataset and validate the correctness of the ML model. And third, and the last phase is model deployment. Once we have created an ML model artifact, it is time to deploy that model in the production environment so that application can query these models and use their predictions. So today, let's learn how all those concepts gel in together and how we can create our own machine learning pipeline on AWS SageMaker. Before we look at the real world example of AWS SageMaker pipeline, let's first get some of the theory stuff out of the way. So a SageMaker model building pipeline is a series of interconnected steps that is defined by a JSON pipeline definition. This is a similar concept that we use to define our cloud resources in a CloudFormation template. This pipeline is sort of a DAG, short for direct acyclic graphs, where there are no cycles or loops in the graph. Each step is represented by a node, and its input and output define its position in the graph. That's why the structure of the pipeline is defined by the data dependencies between each of the steps in the pipeline and not by their individual placement, which we are defining at the runtime. So here in this code snippet, we can see a sample SageMaker pipeline where the pipeline is composed of name, parameters, and steps. Here, all the parameters that are used in the step definitions must be defined in the pipeline. Here, another thing is the steps can be in any order. Yes, you don't have to figure out their order in the pipeline at the coding time. SageMaker does the ordering on its own when it sees the data dependencies during the compile time. So now let's see a real world example to connect all this together. Also, you can find the link to this exercise in the video's description in case you want to follow along with us at your local machine. We think that you folks will learn more if you follow this at home on your own computers. So in this exercise, we are going to determine the age of an abalone from its physical measurements. Let's first grab the dataset, which is uploaded at the UCI Machine Learning Abalone dataset. You can find the link for that in the description. If we will look at the dataset, we will find it contains several features: length, diameter, height, whole weight, shucked weight, viscera weight, shell weight, sex, and rings. The number of rings turns out to be a good approximation for age, but it requires cutting open the abalone and counting the rings under the microscope, which is time-consuming task. So we can save our effort and time by applying some of the machine learning to it. Now, before we move on to the actual ML workflow, let's first set up the SageMaker pipeline and the parameters as we have seen earlier while going through the theory of the AWS SageMaker. Let's start by uploading the dataset to an S3 bucket. So here in this code snippet, we can see that first we are downloading the dataset from the SageMaker's example S3 bucket. Then we are uploading it to our own S3 bucket. Let's download a second dataset for batch transformation after the model creation through this code snippet, as you can see here. Now, once we have both the datasets in place, let's define the pipeline parameters. Now, these are similar to what we have explained earlier, that we define the parameters which will eventually be used in individual steps of the pipeline. For example, the type of EC2 instance and the count to run the processing step, the input and output S3 buckets, and similar stuff like that. For a complete list of parameters in the AWS SageMaker pipeline, do check out the link in the description. Once we have uploaded the desired dataset onto our S3 bucket, now is the time to move on to the next step, which is the step for data engineering, which is the processing step. Now we define processing step for feature engineering. As we learned in our last video that feature engineering is the process of using our domain knowledge to extract the features from the raw data. So here we are using process step for three things. Fill in the missing sex category data and encode it so it is suitable for training. Scale and normalize all the numerical fields aside from sex and rings numerical data. And split the data into training, validation, and test datasets. To achieve this, we have this processing step here where we have four things for it to work. First is the type of processor to run. Second is the input. Third is the output. And then finally, we need the processing code to execute all the instructions. For this example, we are using scikit-learn processor that handles the AWS SageMaker processing task for jobs using scikit-learn. But you could use your own custom processor of your liking. Please let us know down in the comment section if you used a custom processor for your use case. Now let's quickly go over the pre-processing code, which is basically reading the Abalone dataset.csv and then filling in the extra details before finally dividing into this 3 dataset that we have talked about earlier, which is the training dataset, validation dataset, and the testing dataset. In the code, the part is filling the missing sex category data and encoding it, and this part is scaling and normalizing all the numerical fields as we're given. Now that was quite a run for processing step. Please let us know down in the comments if you folks faced any difficulties setting this up. Now after completing the process step, let's configure the training step. So here we are configuring an estimator for the XGBoost algorithm that is present on the AWS SageMaker and the input dataset that we are giving from the previous step. The training instance type is the one that was defined in the initial pipeline setup and now passed into the estimator. A typical training script loads data from all the input channels, configure training with hyperparameters, trains a model, and saves a model to model directory so that it can be hosted later on. That's what we are doing here as well in this code snippet. Now let's try to invoke the estimator code from the training step. So here in the training step, we are calling the same object that we had defined above with the input parameters from the previous processing step. Here we are providing the input data set and the validation data set. So now after executing this step, we will get a trained model, but we are not done yet. We need to evaluate if this model provides high confidence predictions or not. So for that, let's configure the evaluation step as well that will evaluate the trained model. So this step is almost similar to the processing step where we were earlier using sklearn processor to run the pre-processing step. Here we are using the script processor to run our custom evaluation Python script. The input and output are pretty straightforward. We are providing the path to our saved trained model and the test data to run the validation against. As for the output, we give a path to save the evaluation results. Let's quickly go over the evaluation script here as well. So here we are first loading the model from the model path. Then we are reading the test data, then issuing the predictions against these test data. And finally, we are again using the XGBoost to perform the model evaluation, which we will convert it to our building classification report. We are including the accuracy and ROC curve. And in the end, we are saving the evaluation report into the evaluation directory that we have specified earlier as the output parameters in the evaluation step. Now this concludes the second phase of our ML workflow, which was ML model engineering, and we saw how the model is getting trained first and then evaluated against the test data set that we created in the processing step. Now this brings us to the last section of the video, which is the ML model deployment. In this phase of the ML workflow, we will see how we transform our trained model into a SageMaker deployable model. This model is used for batch transformation on a new data set. Also, how we register this model to take on the actual production traffic and give out the inferences or predictions. With that, let's first define the create model step. Here we need two things. First, the AWS SageMaker model instance that we defined earlier, and next the model input of our SageMaker model. Next, let's define the transform step, where we basically perform the batch transformation on a data set after the model is trained. Here we first create the transformer instance with the appropriate compute instance type, instance count, and desired output as Amazon S3 bucket URI. And then we first feed this transformer into the transformer step. Also, the batch data that we have to provide for this step to work. If you recall, we have downloaded this in the starting where we were downloading the training data set and as well as the second data set for batch transformation. Now next, let's try to register this model with our register step. Registering our model basically means we are configuring a model package. A model package is a reusable model artifacts abstraction that packages all the ingredients necessary for the inference. Let's use the estimator instance that we are using in the training step as well. Then we pass in the S3 model artifacts property from the step training step and also specify a model package group here. SageMaker Pipelines creates this model package group for us. We don't have to do anything for it. Now to tie all the above three steps together, create model step, transform step, register model step, we are going to write a condition step. This condition step and the purpose of it is to check if the evaluation results are higher than a configured score and then only execute the 3 steps from this phase. So here you can see that we are expecting our evaluation score to be at least 6, and unless if it is not 6 or higher, we are not going to create, transform, or register our model. This is basically a check for engineers to perform before productionizing their own ML model, so that we don't push a very less effective model into the production and hurt customer. So with this, we would like to end our video. We hope that you learned how to create your own ML model building pipeline on AWS SageMaker. Please let us know down in the comment section that if you have faced any trouble, difficulty setting up your pipeline. We would be more than happy to help you with providing any more pointers. Also, we will be releasing a video on hyperparameter tuning that we have briefly touched upon in this video. So please be sure to subscribe our channel and press that bell icon to get regular updates. Please also share this video with your peers who are interested in starting a career in machine learning. And as you may have seen that in the past, we also have released a lot of system design content. We have compiled all that knowledge in an ebook that you guys can take and read for your system design interview preparation. Please find the link for that in the description. And in case you want to show us some appreciation for our due diligence, please consider supporting us with small donations. For that, you can find the link in the description. Thanks for watching the video, and we will see you in the next one.